Meteorologist Bill Murray here with Emily Kirk and Colby Sheehan live in Studio 8, the Alabama Weather Network, and we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Jefferson and Shelby counties in central Alabama for a growing thunderstorm over the Birmingham metro area. And, we kind of been hoping we could get through this with everything just kind of dying down, but that's just too easy to ask for. So here at 6:36, we have an increasing thunderstorm that's now covering a good bit of the greater Birmingham area at this point. So here is our severe thunderstorm warning right now, and we'll kind of zoom in and see all the areas that are included here as we talk about this. So we'll start up in the northeast part first. Areas from Forestdale over to Fultondale and Huffman, Center Point, down to the Birmingham Airport. You're in this warning. Down to Pratt City, over to Minor, all across the areas down into North Birmingham, downtown Birmingham, over to Irondale, over to the 2459. Trustful, you're not in it right now. It's areas to your northeast. But all of Roebuck and Huffman, Eastlake, Avondale, Irondale, you're all in the morning. Along the 2059 corridor, Fairfield, you're just out of it, but Inslee, all of West End, Smithfield, Birmingham, downtown areas are in. Areas south of Birmingham, Homewood, down through Mountain Brook, through Vestavia, Hoover, all the way down Highway 280. All into Greystone, Lake Purdy, out through Liberty Park on 459, all in the morning. Into northern Shelby County, the Hoover area, right along Highway 119, through the Indian Springs area, out to Eagle Point, Greystone, and Lake Purdy. That's where it is. So now, putting this in motion over the last 15 minutes or so, just so we can kind of get an idea. This storm is really growing. It's going to feast on the atmosphere here because it has plenty of heat and humidity to deal with. And you can see it's really growing. We'll take a look at some, as it grows, we'll kind of get an idea of what the heights on the radar echoes are because it's certainly pretty impressive. And kind of measure just how high this storm is going. Ugh, I don't like the looks of this, folks. I may have to look from another radar just to kind of really get a good idea just how high it is. And Colby can probably tell quicker just by going to GR3, he or Emily, just to give me an idea what my echoes are. But I know that there's somewhere in the, this will probably do it right here, somewhere around 43,000 feet, 44,000 feet. So again, that's been the kind of the norm de rigueur today of, these storms. They grow to about 45,000 feet. And then when they start getting into that 45, 50,000 foot range, they are substantial. Colby, if we can look at some cameras, that would be helpful. I'm going to go back to the Birmingham radar here, and we'll focus in. But you can see 15-minute lapse shows that storm continuing to grow. Those reflectivities are really high. Got cameras for me? And we do. All right, so we're gonna swap over first, and there we go. There's the Hoover camera. Boy, that is a shelf cloud. This is our Hoover West camera, 77 degrees over 74. And looking back over the top of the building there and seeing that the western extent of that very powerful storm, looking back over Vestavia, kind of to the north there, as that continues to grow, continues to expand, and we'll be watching that as it continues to grow and do its thing. We'll have a good look at it also from our camera atop the Grandview Medical Center in Inverness, and you can see the lightning looking back toward the summit The really heavy rain is just really kind of out of the reach of this camera at this point, but it is not far away at all there. But heavy rain now falling at the summit, maybe even some pea-sized hail. That is a spectacular view looking back to the northwest, 79 degrees with a dew point of 72. So far, only a 23 mile per hour gust. You can see the buildings of the colonnade there and Highway 280. Traffic not nearly what it would normally be on a Friday evening as we're in this holiday weekend. But very intense lightning there. Lightning strikes just in the over the mountain area there in Birmingham, running about 10, 12 strikes every 3 minutes. But Colby managing the camera beautifully there, and you can see the eastern side of the storm, the very intense lightning showing up. So that's our Grandview medical camera, and he's panning back to the left. That shows that very strong rain foot. You can see the updraft of the storm right there over the 459 area, areas around Acton Road and back to the west. That's about where that updraft is occurring, and that storm's got pretty decent structure on it, Colby. You can see what it can do with 92 degree temperatures. That's what the readings have been in the Birmingham area over the last hour or so. But you can see the outflow from the storm north at 16, gusting to 23. So, Emily, are you seeing anything on our communications channels that tell us anything, or anything on social media that is of a concern at this point?
I just have one lightning picture that I can pull up on Wexo 5 really quickly, if you just give me one second. But besides that, I'm not really seeing any damage reports or anything yet. I will say, I don't know if you've mentioned this already, but at the 6:30 hour, National Weather Service in Birmingham, when they issued this severe thunderstorm warning, they did mention that they were watching the potential for a downburst soon with this storm. So just something to keep in mind. Wow, it's a really blurry picture. Didn't realize it was how blurry this picture was. But if you take Wexo 5, you can kind of see that lightning strike. This is from Inverness. This is from Hayden Scogan on X. And so from Inverness, you can see, dark clouds, lightning strike. Lightning is going to be an issue with this storm for sure. So you just want to be inside in a safe space for, the next, few 30 minutes or so. This does go until 7:15, so 45 minutes or so. You just want to be inside and safe and sheltered. So I'm not seeing anything yet, but I will let you know if I do.
Yeah, thank you. That anybody that can capture a lightning strike on a photograph has accomplished something to me. Please be safe as you're taking pictures, for sure. And remember, when lightning is close enough for you to hear thunder, that means it's close enough for you to get struck by lightning. And the Weather Service in Birmingham, very concerned because they were seeing, as Emily said, the signature of a potential damaging downburst on the radar. And we're looking here at the velocity from our radar at the Shelby County Airport, and you can kind of see what they were talking about there, and pausing that and kind of querying some of these images, or some of these. There's the latest radar scan. Nothing really stands out, but there is that this one area right here, and they it's called a mark, and it's this convergence zone, this radial convergence that shows these reds and greens together, not like we expect with a tornado, but we've been talking about it all day. Where the reds and greens are together, and the winds are hitting the ground and flowing outward, and flowing toward the radar, in one way, and then flowing away from the radar in another. So we could very well have a downburst that is occurring right there in this area, just south of Lakeshore Drive, Highway 31. Pay no attention to that 38. I don't know where it came up with that graphic. We're going to make Colby change that. But that's at the 31 and US 280 split right there north of the Lakeshore. In Homewood, Mount Brook, of course, over here. So we could have seen some wind damage in the Homewood area coming up toward Vulcan and the south side of Birmingham. Hopefully not, but we'll continue to watch that. I'm not sure what this signature is right here. That's kind of interesting. I have to kind of look at that on maybe on some of our other radar products and see what we're seeing there. That's kind of strange. I'm not sure if that's an artifact or trying to tell us something, but very heavy rain all across the Birmingham metro area at this point. Lightning is, kind of peaked at about 15 strikes every 3 minutes, and it's kind of going back downhill. If I can have the Regions Skycam camera, that would be super, super nice, and we'll kind of look at what's going on. And Colby, you can kind of comment on this. I think the Barons are playing tonight at Regents Field. Take it on Links 1. Thank you very much. And I'll pull my switcher up here. And there we go. Yeah, I don't know why I'm asking for that, but it is pouring down in downtown Birmingham right now, 73 degrees. As you can see, the visibility is very limited. I think this look is to the east. If we can kind of point the camera back around, maybe toward the south side, and I think Colby can do that from his position. And yeah, there we go. Perfect look. And you can see the lights of Regents Field are on over there. I would imagine first pitch tonight was scheduled for 7:05. It'll be delayed. We were just recording the weather history from July 4th of 1985, talking about the 19-inning Brave game that pushed the fireworks all the way until 4 a.m. on July 5th. Hopefully not going to be anything like that tonight. Wind gusts so far in our Regents Skycam at the Regents Center. Looking at Regents Field, that's the trifecta right there, 26 miles per hour. But it is not fit for man nor beast right now in downtown Birmingham with the very heavy rain. So not getting any reports, Emily, anything you're hearing, let us know. Anything you see on social media, just very heavy rain and lots of lightning and some gusty winds right now. We'll kind of peek and see, and we hear thunder here at our studio. And we can actually go look out the window and see what we see. But we would see pretty much the same thing we're seeing from this camera right here as we look back toward Railroad Park and toward the south. We cannot even make out Red Mountain at this hour here in Birmingham. But the radar shows a severe thunderstorm warning. The reflectivity has certainly come down. The rainfall spreading out. That indicates that the cell has sort of collapsed, and that's good news, and that the storm is probably has reached its peak and is weakening. We'll look at the Birmingham airport, see what kind of wind gusts we saw at the Birmingham airport, maybe in there, and we'll kind of watch that as we check. And then I'm sure our Hoover Skycam is probably getting interesting too. Colby, you can switch it or me. There we go. But a beautiful shelf cloud there, kind of expanding southward. Emily, what do you have?
I just looked at the Birmingham International Airport reports. Wind gusts of 18 miles per hour have been pretty consistent since around 6 p.m. So that's what we're seeing at the Birmingham International Airport. And then if we take WEX 05, you were mentioning the Barons game tonight, and we have a viewer, Jared Bearden, at the game tonight. And so around 6:15, a little bit before that, he sent this picture in, clouds starting to form, starting to roll in ahead of the storm. You can see a rain shaft behind Children's Hospital maybe. And then 6:45 rolls around and they're in a rain delay.
There we go. The tarp is on the field.
The tarp is on the field and they're in a rain delay. So hopefully we can get them out of this quickly. But until then, they are in a rain delay. So I just wanted to bring that up since you mentioned that. I am going to look at the Shuttlesworth Airport as well and see Is that the same as the Birmingham International Airport?
That's
Shuttlesworth?
right.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That is the name, the Shuttlesworth Birmingham International Airport.
Gotcha. I thought they were two separate things.
No, they are the same thing.
I don't know how I missed that.
It is.
Gusting to 18 there.
Okay, so we got an gust to 18 at the airport in Birmingham, and the next official airport is out there. Of course, Shelby County Airport, northern Shelby County, but the Bessemer Airport, are official reporting stations. But of course, we have lots of Tempest stations, which might be interesting. And Colby, what?
I was saying Bessemer.
Yeah, it's a long way away from Bessemer right now, so no big deal there. But I think this storm is actually probably peaking and on its way downhill, so that's good news. But the Birmingham Weather Service being proactive, issuing a severe thunderstorm warning, and just to be on the safe side, because of course there are lots of activities in the Birmingham metro area. We were hoping to get through this evening without anything in the Birmingham metro, but you knew it had to happen. So here it is. The good news is we'll get it on out of here because this is going to work the atmosphere over pretty well in the Birmingham metro area, and we'll get to have those fireworks. Maybe a little delayed. I'm sure they'll be 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. Rest of north central Alabama. Let's take a look. This is not the only activity going on in the north central part of the state. We've got very heavy thunderstorms now existing across much of Winston County. Boy, it is raining very hard right now from Natural Bridge all the way back south of Double Springs through Smith Lake, south of Arley, into northern Walker County there near Curry. It is coming down in buckets all the way over into southern Coleman County near Wilburn, near Bremen and Arkadelphia. That's what extends into northern Jefferson County there near Empire, and then works its way over into a much lighter precipitation there in northern portions of Jefferson County near Warrior and Kimberly. And the good news is all the activity, eastern Coleman County back through Blount County is much, much weaker at this point. The northern part of Alabama, the atmosphere's worked over. Temperatures are in the lower 70s now. Got some light to moderate rain western Colbert County back through western Lauderdale County. Some heavier showers in southeast Franklin County south of Russellville. Still got a few leftover showers in western southwestern Morgan County southwest of Hartselle. And they extend back into southern Lawrence County near Moulton. But the rest of North Alabama looking pretty good at this point. South Central Alabama, the activity in Birmingham has been, as far as it's been able to work its way south. A few light showers working northwest through Bibb County, but here in South Central Alabama, everything is high and dry, and through South Alabama, it's more the same. Looking for the Maxwell radar, looking good. Looking for the Mobile radar and heading into coastal Alabama. That one shower that we were tracking several hours ago, back about 4 hours ago near Foley, just fell apart. And it's been a beautiful day after some morning showers across Mobile Bay. The coastal zone of Alabama has been clear as a bell. So here's the whole state at this point. In a nutshell, we've got that severe thunderstorm warning in the Birmingham metro area, and zooming in on it and taking the Birmingham radar as our home base here. And I'll kind of give a little more expansive look. You can see the activity to the north over Winston, northern Walker, back into southwestern Coleman, and just barely making it into the northern portion of Jefferson County. And then we've got the activity that's prompted the severe thunderstorm warning in the Birmingham metro area. So we'll try to hopefully get that on out of here. And I think Joey Amberson may have sent us a picture on the Sky Watchers. And okay, and of course Emily's on top of that. But looking at reflectivity in the Birmingham metro area, you can see that storm spreading out as the storm's outflow kind of spreads out. You can see the first evidence really of the outflow boundary beginning to light up here from Mulga down through Fairfield and Midfield. and that's beginning to take shape. Anything you want to look at on winds, Colby? Anything show up on the Tempest Neighborhood Weather Net that was impressive, or nothing special? Okay, but you know, the sighting of those generally does not lead to really impressive looks. But we'll come back and look at Lynx 1 and check out our region Skycam. Begin to get a little bit better visibility in downtown Birmingham. Not substantially improved yet, but it'll be improving as we go through time. But things will get better. So this severe thunderstorm warning, it goes until 7:15 tonight, northern Shelby, and a large part. Jefferson County is a really large county, so I say a large part, but really includes a large part of the Birmingham metro area. Emily, what you got?
That video from Skywatcher Joey Amberson.
Take it away.
If you want to take a look at that, it's a short one, but a very good one. He took this from his drone. You got a lightning strike there. You've got the rain. It's just, wow, what a view. That, like, I can't believe we have access to a view like this, you know? It's just absolutely amazing. But I also have this quick picture from Hueytown, so further away from the storm, of the shelf cloud with it. And again, I can't believe we get to see these views every day, all the time, because we have such a network of viewers and sky watchers and the region's sky cams. We are certainly very lucky to see these. And yeah, that's all I have. Still not really seeing any damage reports come through. Actually, I'm just gonna eat my words really quick. I see we've got a tree down at 734 Black Road. This is in Blunsville though, so nothing too, nothing really relevant towards our Birmingham storm. So, oh, and they also just canceled the severe thunderstorm warning.
I think that's definitely the right move.
So,
you know, proactive, issuing the warning, but the storm, you know, probably never quite achieved the same potential that a lot of, you know, say the storms in the Huntsville area earlier today. But good move on the Birmingham National Weather Services office, just, you know, getting out ahead of it, because you're in a heavily populated area here, a lot of activities going on. We're in a rain delay at the Birmingham Barons game at Regents Field, but now just heavy rain. Going to be some ponding on roadways, so be careful if you're out driving in the Birmingham metro area. You know, those areas that flood, we want you to be careful. You know what they are, and you know, you've driven them a million times. So if you're, you know, in those areas, just be careful. And you can see, I don't know if I don't think we've had any flood advisories or anything like that issued, have we? But areas, you know, Homewood over toward Mount Brook, you know, along and north of Lakeshore, you know, back through the south side of Birmingham, you've had an inch of rain in the last hour, that's for sure. So starting to see some lightning out there, you know, south of I-20, and between I-20 and I-59, the eastern part of the Birmingham metro. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But, you know, nothing now that really concerns us from a severe standpoint, and but just a heavy thunderstorm now, frequent lightning, gusty winds, very heavy rain. One more look across north central Alabama, and then we'll let you go back to programming. We'll do some recording here, and we'll be watching things for a few more hours. I'm probably going to let some other folks go home. Some of them have to record some things and come back in the morning, so we'll start wrapping things up. And we'll get ready for a big 4th of July celebration tomorrow. And if you have celebrations tonight, just keep the AWN app handy. Have those severe thunderstorm warnings turned on, just in case. Not expecting any tornado warnings, nothing like that. We will have the potential for a damaging wind gust or here too for the next hour or two as these storms go downhill. But I think we can send it back to programming now. So, Emily, if you'll do the honors, we'll be standing by here in Studio A. But for Emily Kirk and Colby Sheehan, I am meteorologist Bill Murray in Studio A at the Alabama.
Live, statewide, 24/7. It's the Alabama. here's your forecast for the beautiful beaches of Alabama and Northwest Florida.
It's Friday, the 3rd of July. The holiday weekend is here, and the weather on the Gulf Coast looks good. Speaking of looking good, check it out. The region's Skycam network. Love it. The Gulf just as flat as could be. Looks like a big lake. Hardly any wave action. Got a few cumulus clouds around early this morning, but you'll see lots of sunshine if you're going to be on the Gulf Coast today. In fact, I'll just say up front here, weather looks fine through much of next week with lots of sunshine each day. And, of course, always the chance of a little pop-up storm from time to time, but nothing widespread. Ooh, check that out. That is too good. Love watching these cameras. As the sun is coming up, that's coming from Orange Beach. Always fun to watch this camera this hour of the day. You'll see all the boaters coming through the pass. That's the Perdido Pass. And what they're doing, they're coming out to do some deep-sea fishing. And this is when a lot of folks are headed out. Don't you know the beaches are going to be totally jam-packed this weekend? But that is a gorgeous, gorgeous view. Absolutely love it. Let's skip across the bay to Dauphin Island. That's one of our 2 Skycams there. That's looking south over the Gulf. A warm 83 early this morning. And from the eastern shore of Mobile Bay, Point Clear, the Grand Hotel. Got a few cumulus clouds forming there off in the distance. But again, things are nice and calm early this morning. Temperatures on the Gulf Coast to start the day are generally in the 70s. Water temperatures in the low and mid 80s. Look at Gulf Shores. Water temp up to 86. Get to be like bath water. Radar. I got a couple of little bitty showers. Looks like one near Fort Morgan. But most of the Gulf Coast totally dry this morning. And this afternoon, any showers should be very hard to find. Chance of rain's not 0, but you can see not much out there. Highs upper 80s, low 90s on the immediate coast, mid 90s inland. Same thing tomorrow. Any showers should be few and far between. The day will be mostly sunny. Same thing on Sunday. We're getting into that time of the year where the weather doesn't change a lot. And it's nice and calm. We should see no tropical trouble whatsoever. No hurricanes, no tropical storms anytime soon. So bottom line is, go to the beach and have some fun. Weather looks great. Let's look at our 5-day forecast. Sunny days and fair nights. A few little spotty showers around. No big deal. Highs low 90s, lows mornings right around 80 on the immediate Gulf Coast. That's the beach forecast today on the Alabama Weather Network.
Somebody didn't listen to the Alabama Weather Network with James Spann.
What if there were no community colleges in Alabama? Nowhere for adult learners to complete what they never finished. No place for high school students to explore future career paths. And no opportunity for students to build brighter futures through continued education at four-year institutions. Across Alabama, more than 140,000 residents are choosing the Alabama Community College system for their training and education, which is why rural hospitals across our state have access to 4,000 nurses and healthcare professionals, why auto manufacturers have certified technicians, why shipbuilders have fitters, helicopters have mechanics, electric co-ops have linemen, and why shipping companies have drivers. From workforce development, connecting students to in-demand jobs, to academic transfer programs enabling residents to seek higher educational goals, to dual enrollment, helping high school students earn work experience, and to adult education, offering additional training to help students turn their passion into a profession. The ACCS is the force behind our way of life, as 5,300 companies across Alabama trust us to train their workers. It's the kind of impact that only we can make. The Alabama Community College System.
It's time for your statewide Alabama weathercast.
It's Friday night, the 3rd of July. These are highs across Alabama today as we go into a holiday weekend. Mid-90s across the state, but for many places in North Alabama, the highs came around the lunch hour today. We had scattered storms knocking temperatures down. Many spots are only in the 70s this evening. In fact, let's take a look at our sky cam coming from Florence, campus of the University of North Alabama. Mostly cloudy and 75. That is rain-cooled air. Here's the view coming from Decatur and Morgan County. Some really heavy rain falling here earlier today. They're down to 72. We'll take that on a July evening. Huntsville, Montesano Mountain, that's looking back over Madison. There's the Space and Rocket Center here. I-565 here. The Redstone Arsenal property down here, 73 degrees. A rain-cooled air mass over the Tennessee Valley. Jackson County, section, 75 degrees at Wethington Park. Let's go to downtown Cullman. They're mostly cloudy and 81 degrees. Here's the view coming from Calhoun County at Anniston. They had some good rain falling earlier today. They have a rain-cooled 76 degrees. Now Birmingham, no rain so far. This evening they're sitting at 90. That's looking back off to the east from the top of Region Center. There's the Sloss Furnaces right there. That's the Red Mountain Expressway. The campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa on the Region Skycam network. They've got 81. Some rain falling in Tuscaloosa earlier today. Demopolis, North Marengo County, 87, a very high dew point of 76. South Alabama basically dry today. Showers almost impossible to find. That's Montgomery, where they've got 92. Downtown Mobile, overlooking the bay, they've got 87 degrees. Another shot of Mobile Bay from the other shore, from the eastern shore. This is coming from Fairhope. The sky there is sunny. Beautiful evening. They've got 92. And on the Alabama Gulf Coast, it looks great. If you're beach bound for the holiday weekend, things look good. The crowds are huge, as you might expect. On the 3rd of July this evening, the Gulf looking awfully good here. We see no tropical trouble, no hurricanes. Bottom line is lots of sunshine in the days ahead for the Gulf Coast, although there might be a brief storm passing through from time to time. Same thing today, random convection, mainly over the northern half of the state today. Some spots getting a good downpour, many spots getting absolutely nothing. Again, South Alabama basically rain-free south of U.S. Highway 80, and that's going to be the formula for a while. Now, where the showers came down earlier today, temperatures are in the 70s. Look at Anniston, 74, Huntsville, 73. South Alabama, untouched. We've got mostly low and mid-90s over the southern half of the state this evening. Tomorrow morning, we start the day in the 70s, and in coming days, it's the classic summer weather formula. Partly sunny, hot, humid days with random, scattered, mostly afternoon and evening showers and storms each day. If you like the numbers game, chance of any one spot getting wet tomorrow, 20-30%. Most of the showers between noon and 9 o'clock. They should be over by fireworks time tomorrow night. Same thing on Sunday. About noon, we start to see these random showers and storms popping up. And the main deal, it's lightning with these summertime thunderstorms. They fade away Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, basically all of next week. It's the same old song and dance. Hot, muggy days with the chance of a storm in the afternoon. Highs mid-90s for North Alabama tomorrow. Low 90s, around 90 really for much of next week, which is exactly where we should be for this time of the year. And again, each day the chance of any one location getting a shower or storm in the 30 to 40% bracket. Same concept for South Alabama, mid-90s tomorrow and Sunday, low 90s all of next week with lows mostly in the 70s. That's the forecast tonight on the Alabama Weather Network. Thank you for watching. Have a marvelous 4th of July weekend.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Alabama state bird in flight. Watch the Alabama Weather Network next time.
Live, statewide, 24/7. It's the Alabama Weather Network.
Meteorologist Bill Murray here live in Studio 8, the Alabama Weather Network, and we have a flash flood warning for parts of the Birmingham metro area until 10:15. And you see this here. It does include parts of just Jefferson, right? Colby, is it just Jefferson, or does it include some of northern Shelby?
I believe it's supposed to just be Jefferson.
Yeah, so this is from this heavy thunderstorm that developed right over the Birmingham metro area. We'll look at some rainfall accumulations because this is really going to tell the story, because in that last live broadcast we were showing some 1 hour rainfall accumulations that had already exceeded 1 inch in areas over the southeastern part of the Birmingham metro area, and querying those higher totals right there. We're going to see some 1.5 inch amounts in the last hour, and rainfall amounts between 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 inches are widespread now, all the way from Fultondale down through areas east of I-65, through downtown Birmingham, all through Homewood, Mountain Brook, through eastern areas of Vestavia, all the way down into northern parts of Shelby County. So that's what's prompted this flash flood warning. Lots of folks out and about tonight, lots of activities, and we just want to be extra careful because this is where our kind of bullseye is right here, where US 31 and Highway 280 split. This will be Lakeshore Drive, Mountain Brook Parkway, where it heads off to the northeast. So these areas right here, Montevallo Road, Montclair Road, all of these areas in Birmingham have gotten the heaviest rain tonight, and that's where we could see some flooding. Back over to the Lakeview District, south side of Birmingham, lots of folks out celebrating tonight, America's 250th birthday, and that's where there's going to be some street flooding. That's where we have, we have areas that traditionally flood, so we'll be watching that as we go through the next couple of hours. This warning goes until 10:15 tonight, and we're not going to stay with it all night long, but we want you to know what's going on. That's why we needed you to have your AWN app on, turn on the notifications, especially for the big three, for flash flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and tornado warnings. Not going to expect any tornado warnings tonight. Probably won't see any more severe thunderstorm warnings, but we're going to see maybe some more special weather statements and some flood advisories, and maybe a handful of flood warnings. And this is going to be the primary one right here in the heavily populated Birmingham metro areas. You saw some of those pixel queries that Colby was doing. 1.63 inches of rain right there. Several 1.5 inches. These are just in 1 hour. So you can tell the rainfall has really been coming down. Going back to the reflectivity, you can see where it's still happening, and putting that in motion. And maybe we'll look at the Birmingham radar, because that's kind of a composite right there that is not quite as telling of what's really going on. So switch us back to the Birmingham radar, if you can, and there we go. You can see the rainfall has really let up over where it was, but some places that are in this include, it goes right up to Forestdale, areas including North Birmingham, the downtown area, over to West End, up to Smithfield, Pratt City, out to the Birmingham Airport, the Tarrant area, over to Irondale, the Woodlawn area, back up to the Roebuck area here, right around the Split. East Lake, we've got the potential there for flooding. Back to Liberty Park along I-459, the Inverness area along Highway 280. You're just out of the flash flood warning, but up to the Summit, back through Vestavia and Hoover. That's where we're mainly concerned tonight, especially in the Homewood, Mount Brook areas, up into the southeastern parts of the city of Birmingham. So that's a flash flood warning. It goes until 10:15 tonight, and it will be in effect for this area. Now the good news is, putting the radar in motion over the last 15 minutes or so, you can kind of see what's been happening, but the rainfall rates are really coming down, and that's great news. You can see that big outflow boundary sort of leaving as the storm sort of exhaled and exhausted itself, and that led to the Weather Service going ahead and letting that severe thunderstorm warning drop. But what happens after these big rain events, when they're still raining themselves out, you get the flooding, and that's what's going on. But going back to a big picture, north central Alabama, sticking with the Birmingham radar here, and you can kind of get a look at what's going on. We've still got heavy rain this hour. If you could pause it for me, Colby, across eastern Walker County, from near Dora up to right along the border here of Coleman and Jefferson counties. You got some heavy rain in the northeastern part of Walker County. Rain's beginning to let up over Winston County now. Still some heavy rain north of Haleyville, extending back to the south. Some heavy rain in eastern Franklin County, southeast of Russellville. We'll kind of zoom into this area and give you a better look at some more specifics, and we'll see if Colby can, if he can master the old box zoom. Maybe he's not brave enough to do it.
Oh, I just couldn't find the button. I found it now. I do it next time.
This is Winston County right here. Heavy rain on the southern end of Smith Lake at this hour. Raining heavily south of Arley. I got some moderate rain just northeast of Addison. Just southeast of Double Springs, heavy rain extending back to Lynn and Natural Bridge, north of there, and some heavy rain south or east of Haleyville. Put this in motion for me. We'll kind of get a look at what's going on here. You can see the reflectivity values are going down. The lightning is going down. This will continue to weaken. The rain-cooled air will get more stable as we go through time. We don't anticipate any re-intensification of these thunderstorms. Light to moderate rain now covers much of Coleman County at this hour. That's good news. Not expecting any more problems there. And the northern part of the state, up over the Tennessee Valley, things have really calmed down there after a very active afternoon all across the Tennessee Valley. Some strong thunderstorms moved through the Huntsville area. We had 66 mile per hour wind gusts at Decatur and the Huntsville International Airport. We had quite a few reports of wind damage in the Huntsville area, including some up around Hazel Green and New Market. Actually some nickel-sized hail as well. So it's been a very active afternoon over into Jackson County, over into DeKalb County, and bless you, Colby, he's been sneezing a lot this afternoon. But here's what's going on in Double Springs. We're here because we've got a flash flood warning for the Birmingham metro area, parts of Jefferson County. It goes till 10:15. Colby, you can kind of center me in on that. That warning is this teal-colored warning right here. It's mopping up after all the heavy rain that we've experienced in the Birmingham area. Rainfall rates over the past hour have exceeded 1.5 inches. Maybe we'll look at some 3-hour rainfall rates, 3-hour rainfall accumulations, Colby, and you can kind of guess.
Oh, I was gonna see if I could take over for the rainfall rates.
Yeah, do it. Let's do it.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Hey, everyone. Let me pull up that rainfall rate real quick. Let's go. Oh, that's the wrong button. Whoopsie. All right, 3-hour rainfall. If you look behind me back here, you can see that there is a big area of over 1/2 inch. And if we do a couple of queries, oh, that's not it. I guess I have to do it on the computer. If we do a couple of the pixel queries over here, you can see that we've gotten some very hefty rain totals, especially in this central part of the metro and the southern part too. Most of at least this little dark green area right here has had over 1 inch of rain. And if we go a little bit further north, you can see that especially in the Pinson region, right here we have some very, very high rain totals. We're looking at over 2 inches, close to 2.5 inches in some areas, right around Pinson Valley. So definitely something we're going to want to keep an eye on up there as well. But as we keep on scrolling out, you can see that there's a lot of areas that have had a significant amount of rain today in the last 3 hours, especially in the areas in north central Alabama. But if you don't mind, Bill, will you pull up the Region Skycam for me?
Absolutely. Let's stand by for that.
Yeah. We're going to pull up that Skycam so I can show a little bit of that. What links is that on?
On Links 1.
On Links 1. Let me pull up Links 1. Oh, wait, no, I can't get it on the machine. Whoopsie. Oh, I was going to try to pull it up. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Well, let's just...
Can you switch that into...
I cannot, unfortunately. So we'll just have to pull up the super source, I believe. Yes, there we go.
Full screen. You could take a full screen on the third row if you wanted.
Oh, that's fine. But if you can see right above us, if I start to pan around, I was doing a little bit of searching a couple minutes ago through downtown Birmingham and trying to see if there was any visible flooding. Right now we're zoomed onto the Barron Stadium, but if you look out and around downtown Birmingham, there is no flooding or anything like that from our Region Skycam network, especially atop the Region Skycam, but you can see the visibility is quite low because that rain is still coming down. So that's definitely going to be something that we want to keep an eye on as the rest of the night keeps going, because this rain does not really look like it's going to be stopping anytime soon. Because if I can go over to the radar real quick, let me pull that up, the reflectivity, and then switch back over to Links 2. Yes. As you can see, it is raining significantly less heavily than it was earlier, but as you can see, especially down south of Hoover, around Indian Springs Village, and down to Pelham around the west side of US 31, it is still coming down pretty strong there. And also a little fun thing that I noticed a couple minutes ago was that the outflow boundary is very visible, and it's heading down I-20 towards Tuscaloosa, it looks like, trying to see if the fireworks are going to be looking pretty cool down in Tuscaloosa tonight. But I just saw that right around here. Let me get this telestrator going so you can see it right here, and it's heading towards Coaling, Lakeview, and Tuscaloosa. So there might be a few punchy winds over there during the next few 20 to 30 minutes as that outflow boundary comes in. But I just thought that was a really, really neat radar artifact, as I just got a message on the NWS chat. Let me pull that up. From the Jefferson County Emergency Manager at Independence Drive and Ventura Drive in Homewood, there is a flooded roadway with a vehicle accident, so definitely want to stay away from flooded water. As one of the older sayings is that I've been learning ever since I was a kid of what to do if you ever see flood water. Do you know what it is, Bill?
Turn around, don't drown.
That's right. Turn around, don't drown, because I know Drew has been telling this story for a while about about a lady getting stuck in floodwater in a parking lot and ending up tragically passing away. It does not take a whole lot of water on the road to not only just make you hydroplane, which I have done before, and it was not very fun. It can also sweep your car away, so that's definitely something that you want to keep an eye on. But Bill, do you have anything over there?
Yeah, I was just looking at that accident at Highway 31 and Ventura. That's right there where the Red Mountain Expressway drops out into Homewood, and traffic is beginning to back up there. Also on First Avenue North around 43rd Street, I suspect that's flooding that's causing some traffic issues over in the area there just to the east of Sloss Furnaces. I would kind of imagine. So, you're going to begin to see some problems. Bryan Falls reporting, water rescues in Homewood, and that is what we do not want to hear. That area right there around, Ventura and Independence, the foot of 31 is always a problem in heavy rain. And so it's going to be a problem over to 18th Street. Avoid this area, right there in downtown Homewood, because it's going to be a problem, I'm afraid. And I think that's kind of where that bullseye was on your rainfall totals, Colby, unfortunately. So that's not good. We're getting these reports from John Talbot and Bryan Falls, our outstanding sky watchers. And now Chris Tate reporting the traffic lights are out at 280 and 459. So if we go to I can pull up our Grandview Skycam.
We
here.
put that on links 3. But as he was saying about the flooding in Homewood real quick, as he pulls up the Grandview, I have the camera pointed kind of towards Homewood. You can't really see too closely anything in particular, but you can see that the traffic is backing up pretty. Actually, it's not that bad compared to how it's been recently, but you can definitely see that there are quite a few cars on the road, so we definitely want to make sure that that isn't going to be affected. I'm pointed towards Homewood, right?
I can't tell. Come back out. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking at there. No, you're looking at 65.
Okay.
Come back over this way.
Which way? This way or that way?
Yeah, to the left.
To the left, okay.
You're not going to see over the mountain.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about the mountain.
Yeah, you're not going to see through that building, too. And if the traffic backs up all the way over the mountain, we got a real problem.
Yes, sir. Are we on links 3 for the Grandview camera?
Yes, we are. And if I do a little bit of work on that camera, or if you do, we can probably see up to that red light. Right there, but I can do that.
All right, you got it?
I can do it.
Well, if we're talking about the radar with, what is it, 280 at
459.
At 459, that does make sense. Let me pull up the amount of rain that they've received in the past hour, because I'm guessing it's going to be pretty high. 1 hour right there. Oh, that's the wrong button.
And that is not a good place for a red light to be out of order.
Absolutely not. But while Bill gets the camera up and pointed towards the right direction, let me pull the radar back up. As you can see, at that intersection that we were talking about, they have gotten 0.82 inches of rain in the past hour, which is quite a bit of rain. And just to make sure, we're talking about right here, that intersection right there. And so that is definitely a problem zone. Normally, I've gotten on that. I live right around there, so that interstate getting right on and off there is never fun, especially not if the light's out or if there's any flooding. So
yeah, so you can take links 3 there.
All right, let's go links 3. All right, there we go.
I can't believe it's not a bigger disaster.
Yeah.
And you can see all the traffic barrels. They're doing a lot of work on Highway 280 in the widening project already.
Mm-hmm.
And So I can't believe, the only thing saving us right here is that it's not a typical night.
Yeah, if it was like a Wednesday or Thursday night, it definitely would not have been the greatest, that's for sure.
Yeah, people actually making a left from Highway 280 onto 459 have a little bit of a break there.
Yeah.
So it might be working better than if the red lights were working. So.
It's definitely not going to be a fun commute home, huh?
No, I tell you what.
Off of 280 there.
That's for sure. But we do have a flash flood warning for a good bit of Jefferson County, because we've gotten 1 1/4 to 1 3/4 of an inch of rain over a large area in a very short period of time. And of course that causes problems in some of those normally more dangerous areas, along 5th Avenue North, 10th Avenue North, the areas along Richard Arrington. We get big problems, and we don't want to hear any more water rescues. We're hearing substantial reports from our reliable sky watchers there, Rosedale and 18th Street, seeing traffic problems. I just guarantee you those are water problems. But John Talbot, Bryan Falls reporting water rescues in Homewood. Already have an accident there. Highway 31 in Ventura, that's right at where the Elton B. Stevens Expressway, I know it as the Red Mountain Expressway, drops off into Homewood. But seeing lots of stop and go traffic there on Highway 31 in Homewood. So that is not good. Rest of the Birmingham metro area not looking too bad traffic wise at this point.
Especially with the luckily most of the rain does look like it has exited the flash flood warned area.
That's good. So things are just going to slowly get better, but it'll take some time. We still have really heavy rain, Colby. If you pull the radar back up full screen in eastern Walker County, right there on the Jefferson Walker County line, right where Blount and Jefferson and Walker counties come together. There from Summerton up to Sipsey, raining pretty hard all the way up to the Colony and over toward Warrior. Boy, it is pouring right now in Hamilton, in Marion County.
Oh wow!
Too. So
let me get the Columbus radar up.
Yeah, that's the radar that we want to look at there.
Wow, that does look quite heavy. Let's see.
That's all falling right there along US 278.
Do you mind pulling up the Hamilton camera on one of those machines back there? While he does that, I'm going to look at the hydrology, and let's see how much rain that they've gotten in the past hour. Luckily, it doesn't look nearly as bad as Birmingham's numbers do, but it is coming down very quickly. Let's look at some, really not that much at all, actually, yet. So it must be relatively new, because we're looking at 0.02 inches of rain so far in the past hour in Hamilton. But
yeah, I think that's just started.
Yeah.
So that's relatively new.
And in the past 6 to 12 hours, up to past 24, they really haven't gotten much of any rain, honestly, in Hamilton. So that's definitely good for their chances of having a flash flood issue. So definitely
they can
better
probably
there.
handle some pretty good rain.
Absolutely.
For sure. But you got your Hamilton camera now on Lynx 1.
On Lynx 1, awesome. I'm pulling that up, and wow, you cannot see a thing. Look at that. There's not much to look at, but
yeah, a lot of raindrops on the lens too.
Yeah.
And you are right in the thick of things there in the camera for sure.
Definitely not a place I'd like to be right now.
It is coming down for sure.
I will say Hamilton is a very, very nice place, so I'd love to be there any other time, but not right now for sure.
Yeah, Marion County is some beautiful territory. I spent a lot of time there as a kid, and because my aunt lives in Winfield. And Aunt Kathy, I hope you're watching.
Hey, Aunt Kathy.
She has a lot to do with my interest in weather, but you can see as we sort of pan around, you begin to get just the tiniest bit of an Alabama sunset there on this Friday, July the 3rd.
The best sunsets in the country.
I think we really do, and this Region Skycam network really shows them off. Colby, but you can see the very, very heavy rain extending all along US 278 there in Marion County. And the lightning flashes too, as the very heavy thunderstorms continue right there all along this line. You can see, it extends a long, long way. The instantaneous rainfall rate at the sensor there is 1.56 inches per hour. So if it continued for a whole hour, we would pick up over 1.5 inches of rain. So fortunately, it probably won't last that long. They're up. Our sensor is up to 4/100ths at this point, and right now the sustained winds are 6 miles an hour. I think 7 on the camera showing, and there was a brilliant lightning flash, Colby, and the peak wind gusts in the last few minutes 13 miles per hour. So I'll kind of scan around and see if I see any other cool cameras.
All right, I'm going to go back to the radar and talk about this storm because it is actually quite interesting. So let me switch over to the 2-box view, and let's get that radar up there. So as you guys see, we are still looking at Hamilton. And if we go to the laps, this is the last 30 minutes, so since about 7. And you can see at the very start at 7:08, there is just not anything going on in Hamilton, just dry as a bone. But as you can see, as we've been talking about all day today, these storms, the first moment that we see this, like the first scan that we see any sort of anything is 7:18. There are 2 tiny little dots right here that look like they are the start of the storm, and if we keep on watching, you can see it starts to grow rapidly. And so it was at 7:18 when it started coming down, when it started showing up on the radar, and 10 minutes later we're already into the reds south of Hamilton on the intersection of I-22 and State Highway 17, which is very nice. I drive through there all the time, so very, very pretty part of the state, and it just keeps ballooning after that. And all the way to the point where we are now, less than 20 or just around 20 minutes after the storm started, and we've gone from 2 little pixels to this entire storm complex right here. So I don't know, Bill, do you think that's based on like a boundary or?
Yeah, I think there probably was a boundary lying in that area for sure. And the storms have just got tremendous energy. Anywhere they have not already worked over the atmosphere today, they've just scooping up this warm, moist atmosphere and picking it up and lifting it very efficiently. Well, you were talking about great sunsets, Colby. So why don't you take links 1 for a second? We'll give people a couple of treats here.
All right, guys, let's get away from the rainy and sad skies that we've been seeing. Let's look at some real pretty ones.
Let's go to coastal Alabama here. How about Fairhope?
Oh, wow.
That is stunning. And we can't move that camera today because of an event that's going on there. But it's very warm on Mobile's eastern shore, 86 degrees. Guess how far away that storm is that you see right there, Colby, from Fairhope? I'll just let you guess.
How far?
Yeah, how far away is that storm? And you can't peek over there.
I'm not peeking over there. Give me 40 miles.
84 miles away.
Wow.
That storm is over Forest County, Mississippi.
Oh, I have some really close friends from Forest County, Mississippi.
Yeah, south of Hattiesburg. That is a cumulonimbus storm right there. So lots going on. Let's take let's also go to Dauphin Island because it was looking pretty too. North side. We started off about 7:30 this morning. How about that look right there?
Yeah, that's pretty.
That looks like a painting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That is just stunningly beautiful.
Here, wait. If you'll stay on that for a second.
Okay.
We might be able to. This is Dauphin Island North.
That's Dauphin Island North.
Okay, I'm gonna pan it to the left a little bit because it looks like we might be able to see a little bit more. There it is.
Oh wow!
There's the sun. That is beautiful.
Sunset. So
that's fantastic.
A stunning move right there. So how about that? We'll take that all day long. And,
I wish I was there right now, getting my feet in the sand.
Yeah, I tell you what, that is gorgeous, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the look from Montgomery was not bad. I'll throw that up there and see what happens. Not bad in Montgomery.
Not bad at all.
And you might could pan to the right a little bit and catch a little more of the sunset there too.
Let me pull that.
I know we have a flash flood warning in the Birmingham Metro, so we have water rescues going on in Homewood, and you know, lots of issues there. We want you to avoid the downtown Homewood area. Yeah, but there's a beautiful sky scene from Montgomery as well. So you probably go back to the radar, kind of update things there. I know we got heavy thunderstorms in Marion County. Still raining to beat the band there, but probably not going to have too much major flash flooding there. You're going to deal with some ponding on roads. Just be careful if you're driving around, that's for sure.
I will say that there is, in the National Weather Service, in the NWS chat, we have a report from Jason Coker with the Jefferson County Emergency Management of a tree down in, is that downtown Birmingham? It said North Birmingham, but that looks to be downtown.
That, absolutely.
A tree down on a car over by the Jeans Glory. That would be on 3rd Avenue North in Birmingham. So it's 3rd Avenue North, not 3rd Avenue North
That might
Birmingham.
be your car.
I wish that was my car. That's actually a very nice car.
Well, I'm sorry for whoever's there, but that is on 3rd Avenue at 19th Street.
I would definitely be staying away from there currently, as that tree is not only on that car, it is across the entire road.
I'll get that imagery.
Yes, please. That would be really cool.
Because this is a bad night for somebody who's having dinner in downtown Birmingham. This is a major down tree.
That's a new car too. It's a pretty recent Honda Civic there.
Yeah, that's.
It looks like that tree was just pulled out of the ground on the third picture. It's
you know, it's not got much to hold on to there.
That's
it's
true.
In a sidewalk environment, you know. But that's a pretty. Our Skycam network in downtown Birmingham only picked up winds to about 30 miles an hour as that was happening.
Well, you also have to think about the wind tunnel effect that we'd get from the buildings as well.
Yeah, because you're focusing all of those winds right through a very tight gradient there. So that's exactly what's going on.
Well, I know one of the big issues with these storms have been the fact that they just are not moving at all. Luckily, this storm north of Birmingham and Warrior, Sipsey, Cordova, Dora, West Jefferson, Kimberly, that storm does seem to be coming down. And so luckily it doesn't seem like it's producing any super strong winds. Let me check on that. Really not anything super notable there on the velocity. It's mostly just the reflectivity. But as you can see right here, just southwest of I-22 on the river between Gorgas and Quinton, it was pretty hefty with the rain. We see a couple of purple pixels there. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Say that 3 times fast, Bill.
Yeah, that's like some purple people eaters there.
But let me find, yeah, there it is. Right here we have a DBZ of 55, which is a very, very high number. And that's some nerd jargon, as as Bill was saying earlier. But as you can see, it's 55 there, and it just goes down and down and down until currently we're only at 29.5. So that is not very heavy rain, probably just a little bit of a shower at that point. And all we really have to worry about with a big rain producer in this area is just this big mess right there. But as we were just showing, it is significantly less organized than it was even 15 minutes ago. So luckily it looks like the heavy rain should be coming to a close pretty soon in those areas. Let's check in on our friends in Hamilton one more time. Or not one more time, just another time. As you can see, I had it pulled up earlier, but this complex of rain is 19 to 20 miles of just a straight line of very, very heavy rain stretching from Alabama 19 in western Marion County all the way to, is that Pierce's Mills? Okay, Pierce's Mills and Bryn, and also in Marion County. But once again, we've been talking all the time about with these pop-up summer thunderstorms, you can get 15 inches of rain and your neighbor can get nothing. And it's obviously not that extreme of a difference, but even here, the difference between Hackleburg and Hamilton is like 20 to 15 minutes on the road, only 13 miles, and Hamilton is getting washed out and Hackleburg is getting nothing. It is as dry as a bone there, probably getting some very, very pretty views of this storm right here as well. So if any of our viewers are in Hackleburg or Hodges or anywhere between Hackleburg and Hamilton, if you can go out, point your camera south and point up and take a picture of that, that would be fantastic, because I'm guessing that with the sunset, that is going to be just gorgeous. So let's move away from our friends in Hamilton and let's take a statewide look. Let me pull up the Barron composite. That's not it. Okay, that's not what I was supposed to do. Oh, there it is. There's the button. All right, so if we look at the, this is just a wide view US radar, so it's not particularly high, it's not particularly up close of a view, but you can see that there is definitely not anything really going on. There's that storm south of Hattiesburg that Bill was talking about that we saw on the Fairhope camera. But South Alabama, basically anywhere south of Birmingham and Tuscaloosa counties, all of this, if you're anywhere down here, you are looking dry and you are looking great right now. And anywhere north of there, it does not look nearly as good because there's rain everywhere. So basically the state is split right now into the south part, which is looking really good, and the north part, which is rainy and not that great to be outside. And let's go look at the Huntsville radar, because it looks like there are a few showers there. There's really not much of anything. It looked a lot stronger on the composite nationwide radar, but what do you think, Bill?
Probably go to Lynx 3.
Go to Lynx 3? I can do that.
This is not good news for somebody who went to dinner in downtown Birmingham tonight.
As I was saying, that's a pretty nice Honda Civic there.
Yeah, and a pretty big tree that fell across it. This is a main thoroughfare, downtown Birmingham, right in the area near the Alabama Theater, and so that's just a pretty shocking, and that's an example.
I drove on that road on my way here.
That's right. A lot of people use that road. It's a one-way street that goes back to the Stevens Expressway, and this just shows how these summertime thunderstorms, even when they're this may have been when the storm was severe warned. I don't know that I know the exact time that this occurred, but we received the report around 7:40 from Jason Coker, but it may have happened a lot earlier than that. But anyway, that's just shows what can happen. So
I will say, speaking of cars on trees, earlier this year or this summer, when we had that pretty high-end wind event throughout Alabama, it stretched from all the way up in like the Athens region. Here, let me put the links on so I can show you guys what I'm talking about as in for a comparison. We had a big wind event that stretched from basically here, and it was really strong throughout Birmingham, but especially over here near Gadsden and Rainbow City, and it stretched all the way down to near Montgomery and Auburn. And during that, around the Birmingham metro, we had a report that we saw of a tree falling onto a car that was actively being driven on the driver's side of the car. So the person was driving the car and the tree fell basically on their head and they were completely fine. It was a complete miracle. I was shocked. And we also saw from Marshall County, I'm pretty sure it was near Arab when that happened, a sheriff department car got hit by a canine unit, actually got hit by a tree, and it hit him in the back. So I was like, oh man, we're gonna hear awful news about the dog. The dog was fine, the driver was fine. It was another miracle. But when you're in a severe thunderstorm warning, especially one that's been producing as much rain as these tropical thunderstorms that we've had recently. You do not want to be on the road, especially around trees, because at any point, one of those trees could snap and hit your car, and that will not be a fun day. So, Bill, do you have anything?
Yeah, go back to Lynx 1, that Montgomery camera. You get just a beautiful look at the a setting sun just as it gets ready to go into the horizon there.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And I think we're going to have a similar look from Dolphin Island, if I can pull it up. Get it here real quick, and it might be even a little prettier. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, that is beautiful. That's that storm we were talking about still, right?
Yeah, that's still the Forest County storm right there. I'm going to have to steal this picture after you leave this graphic, because that is an Alabama beach sunset right there, Colby.
Absolutely. You can see a seagull just flew by. That's nice.
I wish I'd captured that, but tell me when you clear Lynx 1 here, and I'll steal this image for Emily for the newsletter tomorrow.
We are back on the radar. Yeah, so honestly, outside of this flash flood warning, where let's pull up the Birmingham radar because we are still on high top, that's not really showing any rain at all in Birmingham. So it's definitely going to be a very well welcomed change from the people in this flash flood warning, especially as we've been hearing of unfortunate news from Homewood of people having to get rescued and dealing with flood damage. But unfortunately, it does look like something else might have been popping up.
I have a correction on the
Not
water
really.
rescues. Apparently that was not a false report, but a tiny bit of
A stretched report?
well, it was just a car washed from the road, but apparently no water rescues were involved, so that's good news.
That is very good news. So definitely, once again, turn around, don't drown. Wherever you're going is not worth your life. And especially since most places in Birmingham, you can at least just do a little turnaround and it's only a 15 or 20 minute detour at the max. So definitely do not want to play with flood water because it can and it will wash you away. So no matter how, if you have a big lifted truck or a compact sports car, you can get washed away by flood water. So you definitely want to make sure to turn around and don't drown. But what I was saying earlier, right before that very appreciated update on the situation in Homewood, it did look like around the Fairfield area, just north of Hueytown, right over Pleasant Grove actually, right there, it did look like it was starting to pop up a shower, but I don't believe it will. I think the environment is nowhere near as potent as it was earlier, so hopefully that little cell will just kind of pop up a little bit and then come right back down as so many have throughout today. And if we keep looking, this cell down near actually the radar south of Calera, between Calera and Jemison, also looks a little bit interesting. Let's put a little lapse on that. Yeah, as you can see, that one has also come up really quickly. So we're definitely not over with the pop-up showers. And as you can see, 7:41 p.m., we are looking at nothing. 7:42, nothing. 43. 44, you start to get a little bit right around here, start to pick up. I completely covered it up with that circle. That was not a great circle. Sorry about that. But right here, you start to get a little bit pop up, and then let's go to the next scan. At 7:47, there's a little bit more. It's not nearly as fast as it will be in between the next scan, but that's a little bit of a spoiler. As we go to the next scan, look at that. It goes from 0 to 100 in about 3 seconds. And I think it might be a decent guess that it might be triggered by this outflow that was coming from the storms in Birmingham.
Yeah, those outflow boundaries are miracle workers when it comes to initiating thunderstorm development.
Sometimes all you need is just a little bit of lift.
A little bit of kick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it took.
And as you can see, that grew explosively. And
yeah, lots of energy in the atmosphere today for sure. But we want to get these storms to go ahead and lie down and let all of our fireworks displays that are happening tonight happen. Lots more tomorrow. The convection allowing models were promising less in the way of storms today, Colby, but I think that they may have been a little underdone today. What do you think?
What's that quote that Mr. Spann said?
Yeah,
all models are wrong, but some are useful.
Today they may have been less useful than normal. But,
unfortunate.
Hopefully tomorrow they will be more useful because they probably have coverage at about 10 to 20%. So, yeah. But you can kind of count on more scattered, widely scattered at least, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow for your 4th of July. So have a backup plan for your picnic and for your celebration, and be ready to take it indoors if one of these pop-up thunderstorms forms in your area.
Definitely. I know I will be taking extra looks at the radar tomorrow as I will be outdoors enjoying the 4th of July. So, well, Bill, do we have anything else?
I think that's it for now. We'll go back and just go into monitoring mode for a little bit.
All right, thank you. I'm meteorologist Colby Sheehan here with Bill Murray at the Alabama Weather Network in Studio A, and thank you guys for watching, and remember...
Live, statewide, 24/7. It's the Alabama Weather Network.
Focuses in and around our waterways, all around the state of Alabama. And it involves people from all walks of life coming together to help keep the water clean.
So this is pretty much a statewide type thing?
It is now. It started back in 1999 with one